Welcome to lesson 34. I will give you 30 new words. Please answer my questions. Scheme. Have you ever been involved in a scheme to improve something at work or school? What do you think of government schemes designed to help the public? Can you recall a time when a scheme you participated in didn't go as planned? Gain. What's the most valuable skill you've gained in the past year? How do you measure the gains you make from your investments? Do you believe the phrase "no pain, no gain" applies to personal growth? Meeting. What's the most productive meeting you've ever attended? How do you prepare for an important meeting? Do you prefer face-to-face meetings or virtual ones? Weather. Do you find it difficult to decide whether to stick to a routine or try something new? How do you decide whether to take on a new challenge or opportunity? Can you tell whether someone is being genuine or not easily? Snow. Do you enjoy snow? What's your favorite snow-related activity? How do you prepare your home and car for the snow? What's your most memorable experience in the snow? Grandmother, grandma, granny, great-grandma. What's the best piece of advice your grandmother ever gave you? How often do you visit your grandma, and what do you usually do together? Do you have any special traditions with your great-grandma or grandma? Early, earlier. Are you an early bird or do you prefer staying up late? What's the benefit of waking up earlier than usual? Can you recall a time when you had to arrive somewhere much earlier than expected? Abroad. Have you ever lived abroad and what was the experience like? What's your favorite country to visit abroad and why? How do you stay connected with family and friends when you're abroad? Case. Have you ever been involved in a legal case? How did it go? Do you keep a case for your phone or other electronics? Why or why not? What's the most interesting case you've ever read about or seen in a movie? Letter. Do you still write letters by hand or do you prefer emails and texts? What's the most memorable letter you've ever received? How do you feel about receiving a handwritten letter in today's digital age? Ship, shipping. Have you ever taken a trip on a ship, and what was the experience like? How often do you use online shopping that requires shipping? What do you think about the environmental impact of shipping goods worldwide? Tax. Do you think the current tax system is fair? How do you manage your taxes each year? Have you ever received a tax refund? What did you do with it? Jacket. What's your favorite jacket and why do you like it? Do you prefer lightweight or heavy jackets for winter? How often do you buy new jackets and what do you look for in a good one? Greet. Say hello. Greeting. How do you usually greet people when you meet them for the first time? What's your favorite way to say hello to friends and family? Have you ever received a memorable greeting card and what made it special? Many? How many? How many countries have you visited so far? Do you know how many books you have read in the past year? How many times have you changed careers or jobs? Anticipate. What events or activities are you currently anticipating with excitement? How do you typically handle situations you anticipate will be stressful? Can you recall a time when things turned out differently than you anticipated? Loan. Have you ever taken out a loan for something significant? And what was it for? Do you think loans are a good or bad idea for managing finances? How do you plan to pay off any loans you currently have? Overtake. Have you ever had to overtake someone in a competitive situation, and how did it feel? How do you handle it when someone overtakes you in a project or task? What strategies do you use to overtake challenges in your life? Space, outer space. Are you interested in outer space exploration? Why or why not? How do you make the most of the space in your home? What would you do if you had the opportunity to travel to space? Memory, memorize. What is your favorite childhood memory? Do you have any techniques to help you memorize important information? How do you think technology has affected our ability to create and retain memories? Each other. How do you and your friends support each other in tough times? What traditions do you and your family have that bring you closer to each other? Do you believe that people should be more considerate of each other's feelings? circle. Have you ever been part of a close-knit circle of friends? How do you decide who to include in your inner circle of trust? What's your favorite activity to do in a social circle? Die, pass away. How do you cope with the loss when someone close to you passes away? What are your thoughts on how different cultures deal with death and dying? Have you ever had a pet that passed away? How did you handle it? Nationality. How do you express pride in your nationality? Have you ever traveled to a country where your nationality was a point of interest? What national holidays do you enjoy celebrating and why? Unpleasant. What's the most unpleasant task you have to do regularly and how do you handle it? How do you handle with unpleasant people in your life? Can you recall an unpleasant experience that taught you something valuable? Wall. Do you have any artwork or photos hanging on your walls? What do they mean to you? How do you handle hitting a metaphorical wall in your projects or goals? Have you ever felt like you needed to build a wall around yourself for protection? Dear. Who is someone dear to you and why do they hold such a special place in your heart? How often do you write dear friends or family members letters or messages? What's a dear memory from your childhood that you cherish? Comprehensive. How do you approach a comprehensive task or project to ensure success? What's the most comprehensive book or resource you've ever read on a subject? Do you believe that a comprehensive education is essential for success? Bridge. Have you ever had to bridge a gap between two conflicting parties? And how did you do it? What's the most impressive bridge you've ever seen or crossed? How do you bridge the gap between your current skills and your career goals? Innocent. What does being innocent mean to you in the context of a legal case? How do you feel when someone you believe to be innocent is accused wrongly? Can you recall a time when you had to prove your innocence in a misunderstanding? That's all for today. Thank you. Bye-bye.